Hey guys, so today I want to talk about why I don't want kids. I do not want them. I do not want children. And with that, because apparently me not wanting them is not valid reason, I have a list of other reasons for when I'm asked why I don't want kids. What happens if you get married and he wants kids? Or, well, they would be so cute, blah, blah, blah. Okay. First off, not wanting kids is a valid reason, very valid reason. And that should be enough. But for some reason it isn't. On this imaginary husband I'm going to marry, this imaginary man that I have yet to meet and may never meet, and besides the fact that I'm not really completely interested in marriage or anything like that. If I don't get married, that's cool. That whole concept of this magical person who may pop into my life wanting children, it's like, if I'm going to marry someone and spend the rest of my life with them, we're gonna have similar views on that. Like, I'm not gonna change myself to appease somebody else. That's not how a healthy relationship works. So that, and okay, yeah, most kids are cute. That's kind of their only appeal, that they are cute. But you aren't the ones raising them. You aren't the ones having to make sure they go to a good school, and you raise them to be good citizens and good human beings and stuff like that. You just purely want a child and want me to have a child for aesthetic purposes. That's insane. No. They're not little dolls or toys you can play with. They're human beings with feelings and thoughts and fears and goals and dreams and stuff that should be nurtured and supported, and you just want to play dress up. That's not okay. That just blows my mind. The things I get. I'm like, what you're saying to me doesn't make any sense. Basically, it's just like your argument is not logical at all. Me not wanting kids out of the pure fact I don't want kids should be enough. It's a fairly large logical argument. And then, okay, so since not wanting them isn't valid, well, if I have kids, it would completely 100% wreak havoc on my body. While with the kidney transplant, I could conceive, in theory. I would have to be closely watched by an OBGYN and the kidney specialist and a regular primary doctor, which would be a lot more money, which is a lot of stress, and your body is not supposed to be very stressed out during pregnancy because it's already growing a human. That's another thing. I would be growing a human. No, thank you. That is a parasite, basically, in your uterus, living off of you. No. No. There's that. It would probably be a very difficult pregnancy, more than likely, which I don't want to go through. I don't want to have anything cut out of me. I don't want, as a human being, I don't want to push anything out of me. No, thank you. I've had enough medical stuff, my own body doing crazy things. I don't need another body doing crazy things to me. And that child would 100% have health problems because a lot of my stuff is genetic. So they would be in the hospital and the doctors their whole life having to deal with that, and having to deal with the medical situations I've had, having to deal with those finance issues once they get older, as well, if nothing changes, and all that fun stuff. And shit, they may not even make it to 10 years old if they're sick. Like, why would I wish that on another human being out of selfish reasons of just wanting a child? I don't, the the argument I hear for having having children, out of the arguments, the only ones that kind of are logical to me is for the future arguments, like for the future of, like, you know, this next child could find the cure to cancer or something like that. Okay, sure. Not a good enough reason for me to birth one of my own when there are 7 billion plus people on this planet and one of them could find the cure to cancer or finally make flying cars and stuff like that. Me singularly don't feel like that is something that I should have any say in or control over or anything like that. It's like I have no what's that phrase? Winner in this fight or something like that. A player in this fight. Yeah. Most of them are just purely just wanting a little human to boss around and play dress up with, and then I'm just like, why? Just get a pet. I mean, honestly, with that thought process, you probably shouldn't even have a pet or anything. But I mean, there are some amazing parents out there who want children because they love children. They want to raise a little human to be a good, great human, you know, etc. That's just not appealing to me. Part of it is that I don't want that responsibility. 100% don't want that responsibility. But also, I just don't want kids. And that should be enough of a reason. And so we talked about health problems. This world is, if you haven't noticed, is kind of going to shit. So I don't want to bring another person into that. And especially a small child who God knows what could happen to them. Or me. Or whatever in the next 10 to 20 years. I'm shedding, sorry. It's insane. And then a lot of times people who are like, oh, you should have kids, are just as financially strapped as I am. So it's not like you're gonna help me with this child, this mystery child. You're not gonna help me raise them. You're not gonna help make sure they go to a great school. You're not gonna pay medical bills. You're not gonna be there for them when they're sick. You're not gonna help them with their homework. You're not gonna be making sure they have shelter and food in their stomachs. You're not gonna be doing all of that. You just want me to have a child because you're told that every woman ever should want children. If you do want kids, great. As long as you're a good parent, that's all that matters and they're taken care of. But don't force that on me. I got my tubes tied at 26 because I went in my gynecologist. We were going to talk about birth control things because I was on the next plan. It was about to expire, and with cuts in protection for women and, you know, rapists and stuff not getting persecuted, I was like, I need better protection than this, and especially since I don't want kids, I don't want something to happen and I end up in whatever situation that might lead to. And I just went in there and I was like, I want my tubes tied. And she's like, okay, well, you seem determined. So, and with my health stuff, it was kind of easier to do. Because, you know, that's, like, I think I mentioned, it's just like the chance of me actually being able to carry a child and to full term and birthing a healthy child and a child that's not stillborn would be fairly low. And it just would not seem like a smart decision, a responsible decision for me to have a child. So I got my tubes tied and I was just like, thank God I don't have to worry about that anymore. And yeah, that's just the basis of it. I don't want kids. I mean, kids are fine. I try not to interact with them too much, and, you know, cool. So yeah, the kids I have interacted with, they're pretty cool, and like when my friends have kids, I spoil them rotten, but it's not something for me. It's not something I want in my life or for my life. And, you know, I don't know. So I've been told I'd be a good parent, but I don't honestly believe that, and I don't want to ever find out. So yeah, that's my thoughts on this and why I do not want children. What are your thoughts? Do you want kids? Do you not want kids? Do you have kids? Do you love kids? You're not a fan of kids? All that good stuff. So yeah, let me know in the comments, and boop that like button and subscribe, and I will see you guys in the next video. I love you. Bye!